In this video, I'm going to look at how to create a remedial bank of questions, possibly for math or possibly for science, where we can randomly generate questions using essentially a formula. So let's get started. First of all, let's create a new quiz. So in quizzes, click on New Quiz, and let's just call it Math. And I'm going to scroll down, and I'd like the students to see the answers right away upon completion. And you notice here I've got automatic grade. I'm going to click on that. I'm now going to move forwards. It's going to automatically save as I move forwards and look at restrictions. I want the quiz to be active, so click on active. Now I'm going to click on attempts. I would like the students to have an unlimited number of attempts. You can click on here, unlimited. And finally, we're going to look at layout and questions. So click on Add, Edit Questions. So we're going to do a new, and if you scroll down, you'll see arithmetic question. Title's not needed, but you can create one if you wish. And we'll come back to the actual question text. Let's go right down to the bottom and look at the variables themselves. So let's assume we've got two variables, x and y. I could add a third one by clicking here. I'm going to call it x and y. And say we're studying integers, combining integers from minus 10 up to positive 10. I can set both to be exactly the same, or they could be different. If you weren't just doing integers, you could set the number of decimal places here if you wished. So that's optional depending on the type of question you're asking. Now the formula itself is entered with curly brackets. So there's A. So say we're just adding the two integers, A plus B. Oops, I just remembered I've got X and Y, so I'll change that to Y. And change that one to X. You can test your formula and see how it works. It picked a value of 2 and 2 and gives me an answer of 4. So now the student needs to see the question itself, so let's enter the test question. Now because they're integers, I'm going to put a bracket around here, now a curvy bracket around here, and I'm going to now put in my variable as x. Could also add an image if we want, and I've got an image all set up ready to go here. This is an example. It's called integers. So let's save this question. So I've got one question in my question bank. If you want another identical question that'll randomly generate an additional question, you could simply click on it and make a copy. If you scroll down, you'll notice you can save and copy. And I could keep doing this, save and copy. It might seem funny, hey, I'm creating identical copies of questions. You'll see in a minute what it looks like once it's finally created. So let's save it and see what we've got. We now have a 4-question quiz in identical format. I'm going to click on Done Editing Questions. Now that we've finished setting up the 4 questions, I'm going to go to Submission Views to allow the students to see the answers to their questions. So click on Submission Views. Go down to Add Additional View. I'm going to call this Answer. Answers. And it allows me to decide what I'd like to see. Say yes, show the questions. And also click on this Show Question Answers. And we can save it. It'll automatically default to this view showing the answers. So let's go to the quiz itself and have a look at it and see how it works. Scroll down. My very last quiz is called Math. And I'm going to select Preview. Start the quiz. So now, as you'll see, it's going to load in 4 questions, which it's now creating. See, there's the graphics that we added into the question. They're all of the same format. Here we got -9 plus 10, and the answer is 1. I could save them as I'm going along, or I can save them all at the very bottom. 7 plus -10, -3. Let's create one with a mistake. Just say it was 7. And the final one, -1. Going to click on Save All Responses. Go to Submit Quiz. Now, as soon as I submit the quiz, it will show me the questions and answers. So there's the first one, answered correctly. There's the second one, answered correctly. Here's the third one, incorrect, and it gives me the correct answer. And the fourth one, answered correctly. If I come in and use this quiz again, notice there's attempt 1. If I go to the same quiz again, I don't think it'll work for me, but it would for the student, that you would see attempt 2, attempt 3. But I just want to show you that you get a totally different set of questions when you come in the second time. Go -5 plus 6, answer 1. 6 plus 8, answer 14. -3, and the very last one is 9. So as you can see, very different. Save all responses. Go to Submit Quiz. So it's got to show me all my answers again. And in this case, did a perfect job. I close here. And in the regular student, it would show the different attempts that the student had made. So a really excellent tool for doing this kind of work. You can do expressions with exponents. It'll handle square roots, multiplication, division, fractions. So there's quite a range of questions you can create using this tool.